Well, after a bad year where we lost the pumpkins early, most people are getting their pumpkins weighed this weekend, next weekend, maybe within the next 3 weeks. What we're doing here is getting our cover crop in. I think one of the main things that happened this last year is that we had so much organic matter, too much compost, and that compost layer was too thick sitting on the surface of the native soil. So that brought in a lot of soil activity, fungus, and the pumpkin roots sort of chose the path of least resistance to move through, and that was in that really overly rich compost layer. So we lightly tilled the compost layer into the native soil, and now we're planting a daikon radish and mustard cover crop. Breaking in the cover crop. Putting a little bit of water down just to help the germination. We're not getting rain just yet. After 2 weeks, the cover crop is starting to come up. Got mustard and daikon radish. You can kind of see the difference in the leaves. Got 8 seeds started here, and the two I'm most interested in growing is the 2350, the Tiger King. Tried last year and the seed didn't take. And the 1634, which is a cross between the 1885 and the 2350. So if those two take, which I took a little peek and they both rooted, so if they come all the way up, should be in good shape, and probably will grow those two this year. We have a few other sort of small spots that we might grow some of these other ones. This one, this 885, is actually a 1885 cross with itself. All right, so today we're gonna add some perlite to the overall patch. I got a 4x4x4 pallet of perlite, which I think works out to something pretty close to 3 cubic yards. Looks big, but I don't think it's actually that much for 1,500 square feet. And the idea is, a year ago when I added compost, after looking at my soil test this year, I just think I way overdid it with the amount of compost. So this is just an attempt to not only increase drainage like perlite normally does, but it's a little bit of a way to dilute out the compost layer. I've also pulled some of the compost up and used it in other spots in the yard, and that might be a contributor to one of my issues last year where both the pumpkins got to around 500 pounds and then pretty much just aborted or stopped growing. Just a little bit too much of a good thing isn't a good thing. So we'll spread this out and do another till pass and try and rake things flat. And then we're pretty close to being ready to plant the pumpkins into the patch.